We back. Welcome to another episode 10. If y'all new here, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so y'all miss none of the content dropping on the channel. Also hit that Discord link. Surround yourself with a community of traders, man. If y'all got any questions, concerns, thoughts, if y'all trading and y'all just want to give some knowledge in the chat, man, go ahead and hit that Discord link in the description. Also, hit the Twitch. Go over there and sub on Twitch. I'll be back testing, paper trading, live trading, all that over there on Twitch real soon. We almost at the end of this, so once we get to the end of this and we actually in the charge trade, man, I'll be over there on Twitch, so y'all can hop over there, do that with me live, ask questions, whatever the case may be. So yeah, man, go over there, hit that. Yeah, man, without further ado, let's get into this.
What up, guys? Welcome to Time in the Market Explained. So, as you guys know, or as you guys hopefully should know, timing within the market is very, very important, okay? If we do not understand the time of the market, then we are not going to be able to trade just with high probability on a daily basis, right? Our goal of trading is to be able to make high probability decisions within the market of where price is going to go on a daily basis. And without understanding the timing of things, we are pretty much screwing ourselves over. So we already mentioned that there are 3 sessions, and luckily for us, because we trade US indexes, we're really only looking to be trading New York session. So there's the 3 session times, and then there's specific times during New York session that are very valuable to us, so we'll go over them. So first, there's Asian session, Asian persuasion. It starts at 1800 and it goes till 3. Okay. Then next we have London session. Okay, London session goes from 3 till 8:30. Technically, London session goes till 11:30 New York time, but we want to end all of these sessions when the next one is opening. So Asian session, London session pre-market actually opens at 2, but London session market open opens at 3. New York pre-market opens at 8:30. The reason why I have it marked out at 8:30 is that very typically we will actually see pre-market manipulation. So it's very important that we understand that that is when new money is coming into the market. That's when US traders are coming into the market. And then for New York session, we go from 8:30, which is pre-market, to 9:30, which is market open. So that's pre-market. And then we go from 9:30 all the way to 1700. And then the gap between 1700 and 1800 is what we call spread hour, where there is no market that is open. And that's typically when you guys will see, if you guys trade on like a CFD broker or a Forex or a commodities broker, you will see the spreads on every single pair get very, very large. It's because there's no money in the market. Okay, we call this spread hour. So now that we understand this, you're probably saying, well, how is this useful to us? Well, we already talked about it a little bit when we mentioned session highs and session lows within the advanced liquidity concept video, where we say, hey, these sessions are very important because we can see new money coming into the market and manipulating the session highs and session lows. And we understand that when new money comes into the market, it's going to want to find some sort of manipulation and then reverse towards a draw on liquidity. Right? That's just what we know when new money comes into the market. So awesome. These times are very, very valuable to us. Now let's talk about specifically, because we already talked about how session times are useful for us. But if we're trading the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, which is what I'm teaching you guys how to do within this series, then we need to know the specific times during New York session that are going to be valuable for us. So we have open, right, which is at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Again, we're operating on Eastern time. Okay, and then we have what I call our manipulation time frame, which is from 9:30 to 9:50. And then, so we have open at 9:30. We have manipulation from 9:30 to 9:50. And then from 950, really to like 1010. Wow, look at that. From 950 to 1010, we have our entry period, and then the rest from there, like we kind of just carry on. We also have PM session that opens at around 1 p.m. Me personally, I don't trade this, but we can add it on there as well. So cool. Now that we already understand the use case for the previous sessions and how that's useful for us to be able to identify manipulation from each session, and we can use them as solid draws on liquidity, whether we're looking for it as a target or whether we're looking at it for an entry. Now, how are these times useful for us as New York session traders? Well, I'll tell you this. We know that because market opens at 9:30, there's going to be new money coming into the market. And because new money's coming into the market, what can we expect from New York session? We can expect there to be some form of manipulation. So awesome. What times is price typically going to be manipulating from? Whether it's a high time frame draw on liquidity or a low time frame draw on liquidity? Well, there's going to be manipulation from 9:30 to 9:50. Sometimes the manipulation happens, from 9:30 to 9:40, and there's an entry at 9:45. But typically, the manipulation, whether it's on the high time frame or the low time frame, is happening within these time zones. And then from there, our typical entry is going to be from 9:50 to 10:10. That's called the macro. It's what typically the ideal entry time. And then for me, if I can't find a trade by 10:30, I'm done for the day, because that's when the market tends to slow down. So this is going to be a very quick video. This is really all that we need. We can go and we can show examples of this happening in real time. So let's go to the previous day right here. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. So we have 9:30, oops, that's 9:25. So we have 9:30, and then we have 9:50. So this is a good example of boom, within this time frame, what are we doing? We are manipulating up, and then by the time 9:50 comes through, what does it deliver us? It gives us an entry at 10, and then the ideal position would have been to short down to these high time frame lows right here. We're not going to go exactly into strategy and what trades we should be taking on this. We'll get into that when we put everything together with all of our confluences. But we can see very clearly that from 9:30 to 9:50, what were we doing? We were manipulating up, and then we came back down, and then boom, 9:50 hits. We get one last push up to give us our entry, and then boom, we trade all the way down to the high time frame draw on liquidity by 10:05, and then boom, our trade is done for the day. Awesome. Let's show another example of this, and this is literally all that we're going to be going over today. Just very, very simple, going over the valuable times for us. Okay, so we'll go 9:30 right here. And this is another really freaking good example of this. 9:50. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Literally happens every single day. So let's look right here. 9:30 opens. What do? We come down, we manipulate these high time frame lows, and then boom, 9:50 hits. We get the manipulation. We come up, we get a retrace, we get our entry right around 10, and then boom, we get an extension higher. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's keep going, and we'll just show literally just a couple more examples of this. And this is all that I really want to cover for this today. I know it's going to be a little bit short, but this is really all that we need to cover on this topic, talking about the times. So let's get into this. 9:50. Boom. So we can see market opens. What are we doing from 9:30 to 9:50? We are manipulating up and higher, and who knows if there was an entry within here, but regardless, maybe we were able to see an entry right here at 10:05, and then what does price do? It comes down and then delivers to take out all of these low resistance draws on liquidity right here. Okay, let's show one more example. This was a high impact news day, so this isn't going to be super beneficial for us. Let's look at Monday. Okay, this isn't a very good example. Let's see if we can look at the 1 minute to see if we can see this a little bit clearer. Oh yeah, this price action kind of sucks, but it is what it is. In this case, we get boom, market open. The manipulation time frame, we literally get nothing, but we finally see the final leg of manipulation happening a little bit later at 9:52. We sweep out these legs and then we get the expansion higher. So in this case, the manipulation was just 2 minutes later than our typical manipulation time frame. And that's the thing, like this doesn't have to be point blank period. Like we can only look to enter at 9:50 to 10:10. That's not the case. I take trades at 10:20 sometimes. I take trades at 9:45 sometimes, but it's just very good for us to be able to identify, hey, market opens at 9:30. We are typically going to see some form of manipulation, like bare minimum, some form of manipulation between the times of 9:30 to 9:50. And then from there, we're typically going to get a good entry point for the overall hourly trend from 9:50 to 10:10. And then we know PM session starts at 1. And then the rest is all good. So I mean, shit, dude, that was pretty freaking simple class today, but that's really all that we need to cover. Tomorrow we'll be going over very briefly.
All right, y'all. That's gonna wrap this one up. Very simple but very very important concept. Knowing when to enter trades, and yeah, when to enter trades is very very important. If you're trying to predict where price action is going, knowing when new money is coming in and out of the markets is very important. So yeah, man. Again, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, comment, do all that good stuff. Go hit those links for the Discord and the Twitch down in the description, man. And without further ado, that's gonna wrap the video up. I'll catch y'all in the next one.